Are we live? Yes, let's just check to see our sound balance. One, two, three, four, five. One, two, 1, 2. One, two, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Perfect. Hello, I think we're live. I'm Daddy Dozy, and we actually have music this time. Awesome. We're getting better, or at least less worse. Hello. Just set up the infinite number of cameras. Give you a chance to see the entire mess, or at least more of it than you would do otherwise. Okay, we're currently got 2 projects on. Yeah, that's where you are. Lizard feet, and having to play about with some 3D printed lab equipment. I'm going to see if it's possible to make these a little clearer. If you can see, they're not as clear as I was hoping. We've got these 3D printed, and we were hoping to try and make them look a little like glassware. It's all very nice and whatnot, but yes, it could be better. And I've been advised that using a clear sort of varnish spray can help. So let's have an experiment. You know, what's the worst that can happen? We'll waste some time, mess up a little bit of plastic. It's not that bad, is it? It could definitely be worse. So, oh. Oops. My cables need to be a bit longer. Let me just... Does that? Oh no, fantastic. We're learning something new every day. I I can actually play around with my mobile while I'm recording with my mobile. Do. Fun. Hey! Oh, excuse me. Oh. Okay. Let's see what a mess I can make with my really well organized spray cans. Let's see if this works. So, the plan with this we're going to, let's go with the round bottomed one. Actually, before I start spraying, I'll give it a bit of a sand, because I do know the best thing about useless. You can stay where you want, where I want you. Excellent. This applies to playing with normal resin as well, but I do know general spray paint, a lacquer and spray varnish is very good at hiding cracks and scratches. problem is, I hate sanding. I'll just reduce the sound of my microphone a little. Nope, that looks fine all round. That'll do. Okay, I think I'll stick it on that. Go. Oh, great. Oh, I love this thing. I'd bring the camera into the spray room, but the cable isn't long enough, unfortunately. So. To be honest, it's actually not perfect. It's definitely an improvement. Yeah. How's that? Nope, it's never going to focus. But that's not terrible. Let's stick that in the drying room. Oh, come on. No! Oh, bugger. An epic fail, isn't it? Oh well, I guess I'm leaving it outside. do a few of the test tubes as well. Let's just do a bit of oh joy. Yeah, we just gotta careful. Just sanding a little around the lip of the bottle as well. The other issue is, if you see at the top here, see if you can sort of see better against my shirt, that is supposed to have hey up mate, how's it going? We're having fun all on our own, just doing some sanding. Just caught live, although terrible connection. Yeah, I think that may be on my end, to be honest. Although it says it's excellent. Fantastic. Well, any angle that doesn't point at my face looks good. I've just actually done some, you may be able to see in there, our first bit of spray paint of the round bottomed jar. Just doing a little bit of sanding on this one. And I have to admit, your suggestion about the lacquer actually works. I'm actually using this stuff, if that's coming through at all. It's a clear car lacquer, and it is actually doing the job. Obviously I can only spray on the outside,
and then a B&Q in Cardiff. Nice one. What are you getting in B&Q? Anything nice? So many tools. Oh, you haven't seen half of it. I have a scroll saw down there, nice and hidden. All my resins are hidden there, not the 3D printing resins, actual resins. My collection of perfectly organised paints that I use for mixing with latex and whatnot. My wonderful spray room. It's an absolute mess, but it's my mess, so it's all good. I'm just walking around on your lunch break. Come on, I can't go into B&Q without buying something. It feels wrong to go into a DIY shop and not buy anything. No, this is a really good idea, to be honest. The problem is, it doesn't actually, because I can't spray on the inside, it's only getting the outside nice and shiny. Oh, it's not organised, mate. It's kind of my level of chaos, really. You know, I've got a random Skaven mask that I've been meaning to sort out at some point, and my big wall of chaos. What I've actually thought about, I've banned myself from buying things this year yet. Yes, no, that's the inevitable disadvantage of life, unfortunately. There's always far more projects than toys, or at least far more projects than money, and there's always that extra toy you want to buy. But I think because the spray paint can't get on the inside, I think what I'm going to try and do is get some actual resin. Are you putting liquid in them with LEDs? I'm not sure yet. How are we actually going to set up the actual mad science? I've been thinking coloured water, a pump of some kind to get things moving around, and maybe a smoke machine. A friend of mine said he can get hold of some dry ice, but while I do like the idea, the advantage of a smoke machine is you can turn it off and walk away. With dry ice, you have to sort of keep it cool or use it very, very quickly. So yeah, we'll just sort of smoke out our players. Who needs to breathe anyway? Okay, so where are we? Clear. Doesn't look clear. Looks solid. Let's not use that stuff now. There you are. Top five, here we go. Oh, distilled water, you won't help. You look like you've gone off. Okay. Dry house sounds difficult. Yeah. I like the idea. It's just, if it doesn't, kind of one of those things that you have to sort of use before it sort of melts and disappears. If you don't use it quick enough, then you're pretty screwed. At least with a smoke machine that basically sort of burns a sort of a semi-flammable liquid. Oh shit, time's up, back to work. Ah, that's a shame, mate. Take care, see you later. I'll tell you how the this resin goes when it eventually pours. Come on. There you go. Enjoy. Oh, bugger it. Yeah, so the idea is I'll mix some of this clear resin and effectively paint it on. I'll be able to pour it inside and that should hopefully either totally mess it up or cover the scratches and hide them and make it a little bit clearer. Okay, I think that's nice mixed. The problem is with resin, if it's cold, it doesn't really flow that well. I kind of need it to sort of get inside and in all the cracks and nooks and whatnot. So one trick is to actually, I should in theory be able to bash it with the heat gun. But yeah, you heat it up. Definitely got it flowing a lot better. Got rid of quite a few of the bubbles as well. Maybe they are sort of black. Thinking, I suppose it's the junk that's all over the place. Oh well. Get myself a brush and we'll see if this will work. Let's just pour some on the inside. Just kind of coat everything. Is that everything? Nice and even. Let me just sort of squeeze it together. Come on. So we can add more. There we go. That should be the best way of doing it, to be honest. Put resin on the inside and the spray on the outside. It's not a bad idea, actually. And we just yeah, we approve. Okay, now we just need somewhere to hold these upside down. Haha! How about there? That's for the time being. Why not just a bit of plastic and just move them periodically. Yep. There we go. Yeah. Test tubes. Oh dear. Something all over the place. Don't necessarily want that. Just likewise turn it around so the inside is nicely coated in glue. leave them on the windowsill. It's cool. Oh. Coat one side. Yes, no, I am aware of that. I've also found that reducing the pressure too much has a habit of making it cure too fast as well. Hello, by the way. Nice to have some more visitors to keep me company. We're just experimenting with some 3D prints that I've made. Hello. The intention is to see if I can get some 3D prints to be clear enough to look like glass lab equipment. And the answer we've got so far is mostly kinda. I got given a great idea to spray it with some clear lacquer from a rattle can, and that kind of works actually. Unfortunately, you can't really spray on the inside of a test tube or flask. So what I'm trying is to use resin. And if that works, we'll be in the money. We'll put resin on the inside and spray the outside. Quickly. Because the resin, well obviously I know this for certain, it will coat and hide all the nooks and crannies, but it doesn't give you a great yes. I've never actually tried the UV resin stuff, to be honest. Have you had much success with that then? Yeah, they say it's as clear as glass, but obviously what they say and the result you can get is not always kind of the same, is it? Unfortunately. So we kind of, it may be because I didn't clean it properly, or it's just kind of any kind of scratch or imperfection is just going to show up quite mightily. So let's see if I can put this in my drying area. Move the foam out. Oh, dear me, sorry. Yeah, we'll see if this actually works any good. Surprisingly good stuff. Well, I like the basic resin, to be honest. That does the job for me. And I've always thought sort of the UV resin would probably be really good for specific jobs. For when you kind of want to do sort of that bit very, very quickly. And sort of set it and jobs are good and then you can move on to the next bit. Does it cost much more than ordinary resin? Because that's always been a primary motivation for me, being incredibly cheap. Go. I'm just going to be sort of dripping a little bit as the excess resin dribbles out. UV resin is stuff that you can get the light to. Yeah, I suppose that's a good point as well. And I know that there's a lot of projects that you can't get the light all the way to the surface. They're still using it. Yes, no, that's perfectly fair, to be honest. I imagine it's really good for when you want a water effect on some scenery and that sort of thing.
And the price is reasonable, is it? Oh, fantastic. The next time I have some disposable income, I shall probably spend some. Or get some, should I say. I need to get some more IPA for me 3D printing, because I'm out of that. And I'm planning on making some new molds, so I'll probably be putting in a big order for random stuff, and I probably will actually splurge out for some UV stuff. I've just been a little resistant because obviously you need to get the UV pen and whatnot, or at least a UV light. I'm assuming, is it quite similar to a black light, effectively? Come on. There we go. Yeah, basically a black light, but it's LED now. Yeah, I've seen them. It's just kind of, with all the new toys I've gotten recently, I can't really justify it. This is my most recent purchase. And oh dear, was it expensive. Oh, expensive. But so much fun. Very good fun to play with. But yes, I'm planning on using that to print out a load of sort of rooms and the like that I'm going to make molds for. That way I can sort of get sort of make lots of sort of easy resin stuff. You know, sort of once I print them out, I can just sort of make hundreds of thousands of these out of the cheaper resin. But yes, now we're done with that, I think we're going to go back to our main project, which is our lizard feet. I've been, just as a reminder, we're making some lizard feet for a friend for their LARP character. And the last couple of sessions I basically made some foam toppers for their boots, and now we're going to, using my lovely not exactly a Dremel, we're going to carve out the actual feet. This is going to be fun. Okay. Yeah, it's all about the price range for me. The price range is all important. Because if it's too much, My niece uses a hot wire. Yes, I have a hot wire. This is just kind of me farting about, to be honest. I probably should use this to actually get down. I just find with the hot wire, it's very good, but the control is sometimes a little lacking. Especially with, I found with this foam I'm using, it has a habit of making it sort of shrink if you have it too hot. And if you don't have it hot enough, it just kind of melts. It doesn't kind of work at all. So you're sort of never going to get that proper sort of Goldilocks area. And I need a new blade or else I'm going to cut myself. Hello. You're an odd kind of blade. Yes, you're not the type I usually use. Please say I actually have some that I do use, so I'm a bit screwed. She takes all the stuff in the house. Rotary. Also really good at making stuff out of paper. Yeah, I find paper's always a good place to start. Because you can just get a pair of scissors and you're golden with paper. You're unlikely to sort of need a tool that'll end up killing yourself with. But we do like our rotary tools. I could use that all day. But I kind of if I can just get a basic shape of what we're after, I find sort of I'll get the details with the rotary tool. Let me just zoom that in a bit. Because I haven't really got a shape in mind yet. This is just kind of a process of keep removing stuff until you have an idea of what you're doing. I find the rotary tool will get the details. I'm just going to keep sort of cutting off random bits until I have an idea of where I'm going. Nope, this is for a friend who's already got a LARP costume sorted. He has his lizard man. He's had it for quite a while. It's just I made myself some feet for my rat character, and he kind of liked it and asked if I could make something for him. And I really like making commissions for friends, because that way I can have fun making it, and I can then get rid of it, so it's not actually cluttering up the limited space I've got left. So this is a request for a friend. So just sort of not really sure where I'm going just yet, but I've got these as a kind of vague idea to give me a bit of inspiration. And we'll see where we go. This is the right foot, isn't it? So it's good to remember. Just sort of feeling where the toes are. Yeah. It's easy to get the basic shape. And the plan is sort of once I've got the sort of thing looking close, to sort of obviously get the claws in. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, no, that's starting to go already. Disadvantage of having cheap sanding wheels. They die very, very, very quickly. It's going to take quite a while to get it somewhere close, but I think as long as they look like claws and we're going in the right direction, it's all that really matters, to be honest. As long as we keep sort of heading in that right direction, we should be fine. I find I don't even have to exactly need to have a final product in mind. just as long as I vaguely know where I'm going. Sort of have a rough idea how to get there. We can muddle our way through. At this stage it doesn't have to be perfect, because my plan is to basically sort of add and take away and add and take away. Until we get to where we want to go. Because it's easy enough to add, sort of glue more foam on. Do I do projects for schools? Not really. I'm not sure. I've have to admit, never approached a school or been approached by a school for any kind of project. I don't know where to go, to be honest. Do you work with schools much? I wouldn't have thought schools would have that much budget, do they? To hire in random folk to here watch me annihilate this bit of foam. I've got a friend of mine who works with the local library service, and he's sort of got that crazy going above and beyond philosophy, and he likes to kind of work on insane projects. And he does stuff with kids as well, but no, do that much with kids. software that works for mostly disabled people, sometimes with the skill. Oh, nice one! That's very good. What sort of things do you do with the schools then? Is it sort of kind of extracurricular type activities? Usually small project stuff depending on their capacity levels. Sometimes together similar projects, wood or foam craft stuff. Going places, also foaming stuff. Nice! If you could send me if you could send us a private message with the name of your organisation, I'd be really interested to have a look into that, because that does sound like fun, to be honest. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I'd be interested in hearing more about that. I think we're getting something close to a shape now. Yeah. Probably a little bit more work needs to be done on the claws. But yeah, it's number one done. Well, kind of. The rough shape. We're going to put sort of scales on them later, but just for the sort of basic toe shape, we're far from done, but we're getting there. Sort of around the edges, you can see sort of we've got quite a seam, so we'll need to fill that in and send that back down, but most of that can be hidden by scales. And the advantage of sort of natural shapes like sort of feet, it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. You know, we can shoot a lot. No one knows exactly what a lizard man foot looks like. So no one can really say, no, that's not right. But they can say the left doesn't look like the right, which is going to be the hard part. If you're making two, the feet have to match. So the first one can be fine. Oh, the first one can be a work of art. But if the second one don't match, well, then the first one's not going to be very good, is it? Yes, well, I've only got 3 claws, and they're just basically going to look, hopefully, exactly the same. In theory. I've got the inner toe, the big toe as it were, to be slightly larger, so let's try and keep that sort of balanced. We can kind of mirror them. It's the part to worry about. Yeah, you can easily do the first one. The first one's fine. It's getting the second one right. So, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, like I planned. Rough shape there. Yeah, if you notice, I'm not going to be cutting the second one as quickly as I was the first one. Because, yeah, we kind of a bit more delicate with this. But we're still don't need to be too gentle, or else we'll get nowhere fast. That looks sort of okay. If worst comes to worst, I can always sort of take off that one to balance them out. Yes, I actually sound like I know what I'm doing. of roughly balanced pen. It's sort of the line-ish. You may not be able to see the lines, but I kind of can, hopefully. Fantastic. Okay. Now back with the Dremel. Oh. Can I just ask, how's the noise? So I'm curious, sort of, obviously I need to keep the microphone on to be able to speak, and being my third ever stream, I'm not exactly sure how it sounds, and I haven't really been doing much with the Dremel up till now. So is it an irritating noise? Oh, that's good. As long as it's not too upsetting. I've been sort of wondering whether or not I should see if I can get a kind of mute button to hide the sound while I'm playing with heavy tools. Oh yeah, that works. But as long as I suppose I can always increase the sound of the use it. Always willing to learn and improve. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, that's fair. We like it interactive, do we? Wait until I get the proper power tools out. Then you may not agree. But for foam, I generally just need the, at worst, the table sander. But not for this. This is mostly kind of Dremel work. Or multi-tool, because, you know, we can't say Dremel because that's a actual product name. Okay. That ain't bad. around here, didn't they? Okay, there's a rough first going over. They aren't terrible. Needs a lot of detail work doing to it, but that's fine. Just give us a second. Unfortunately, a couple of days ago, well, yesterday, I was trying to feed my cat a tablet. He really wasn't happy with taking his pills, so I got scratched to hell. Unfortunately, one of the scratches has decided to open up. So, yeah. Note to self, don't feed cat pills before you've cut his nails. Yes. I usually been cut for that very reason. There we go. That should do for the job, at least for the time being. Process now is just to kind of keep fiddling until I'm sort of vaguely happy. Just kind of flitting between the knife and the Dremel. Sort of until we've got something we're kind of satisfied with. See, yeah, cocoon him in a towel. That's something I probably should have tried in hindsight. Yes, it's sort of, you always think of these really ingenious ideas after you've made the mistake, when the cat's kind of escaped, fled, and he's having none of it. They're wise to your tricks, and they're not going to let you get close to them to start, you know, cocooning them in a towel or something. But yes, next time it's going to be a towel. What I tried this morning was crunching the pill up into a powder and mixing it with some mayonnaise. That worked for about 2 licks. And yeah, he almost threw up and thought, no, I'm not having any of that. What are you trying to feed me here? Just getting it roughly about right. Yeah, I think we're getting there. a bit of a curve to the bottom of the floors. I think they need a bit of a curve too. See, at this stage, I'm just after rough shape, because my plan is, if you have a look at, say for example, that image, can we get a good one there? There's sort of, we've got scales going over the top, so my plan is to actually stick some scales over the top of this. So that's kind of going to hide most of what we do here. We're just kind of basically trying to get a rough shape at the moment. Shaping. See if we can get it a bit more level with the base foam. looking nice. Awesome. How do you judge durability to the fashion that you're trying to do? How do you mean by durability, sorry? I'm not sure I... follow, sorry. Now how you're going to wear it, walking around, stuff so it holds... Ah! We've got sort of what we've done. I made a set of my own a while back. And basically it's got an elastic band underneath the boot, underneath the foot. I'll just show you on my spare shoe. Basically the foot sits there and that's perfectly fine. That's no problem at all. Basically what I do is cocoon this in hot glue. I'll be adding a lot more just to make absolutely certain that this will not come off. And yeah, sort of once I've got that and I've made sure that that will not be come off, that's fine. My biggest problem was at the back, keeping it from coming out, because the one I made for myself, it was just literally that part. It had the toes on the end and it was fur going all the way back. So originally I had holes down the back and it was laced up, and every 5 minutes that was coming out. But I improved it a hell of a lot by putting Velcro in its place, and that worked perfectly. So as long as I can attach the Velcro to the foam, I should be okay. But it's just kind of working out how to attach the Velcro is currently kind of sort of, I know how I'm going to just stick it on the inside of this, but for the outside that could be an interesting job. But it'll probably be hot glue again, because kind of hot glue and foam, as long as you're sort of generous and sort of liberal with your use of hot glue, tends to be okay. You'll be more likely to rip your foam than sort of mess up the hot glue. Likely, if I was to sort of put hot glue on this seam, and put something here, it would likely break sort of in the foam before it actually sort of the hot glue itself ripped. So, and I'm going to deal with stopping the foam from ripping by having about 5 layers of latex. And once it's got 5 layers of latex and sealed with Isoflex, it's going to be virtually indestructible. Virtually. Obviously, sort of someone can annihilate it. Being that it's on someone's feet, it will get mucky. So I'll have to coat the inside to an extent with latex, making sure to not cover the elastic too much. Probably sort of cover it to an extent to ensure that it sticks to the foam better. So it's like welding, yes, to an extent. Yeah, with hot glue with certain things, yes. With foam, definitely. I just find some things with hot glue, if you don't do it right, with sort of plastic like this, you'll have a habit and it'll just come off. You can just peel the hot glue off. Hot glue works better with things that it can sort of soak into a little. And if you're very sort of generous and liberal with the, I'm not sure how good you can see it on here, but as you can see, the edge of the hot glue is going to be very wide. And obviously sort of all the way underneath the elastic, and I'm going to sort of go sort of about here to here and probably sort of around the top. That way I can be sure that it's not going to come loose. The elastic itself will have to snap, and it's unlikely unless he's kind of walking over blades or whatnot. And it's not too tight, so it shouldn't sort of catch on anything. And even now, sort of, I can be quite sort of cruel with it. But yeah, once we've got latex on it, it should be pretty much indestructible. Yeah, so and I know sometimes you want the whole thing to look nice and pretty, because it doesn't look professional if it, you know, all of it looks, you know, it all has to look shiny, even the inside. But no one's going to see that bit. Why should you care about what that looks like, as long as everything there is doing a job? You know, I don't need to kind of finish it all and paint it and make it look pretty when no one's ever going to see it. That's just kind of wasted effort, in my opinion. You know, you're going to see the lining of a coat when the coat sort of, you know, you've got it free, but you should never see the inside of this, so it doesn't matter at all. Anyway. Let's have a look. Yeah, we're getting there. I've spoken to so many people that, oh, I can't do that. It's not that you can't do it, it's just you can't be bothered. If you give yourself time and you ask the right questions of the right people, you can pretty much do most things. It's just, whether or not you want to. It's a good enough design. It kind of does the job. I've seen sort of other ones where it's effectively an entire sort of prosthetic that goes over the top. And yeah, that'd be great for a film or that sort of thing. But when it's just for a LARP, it needs to be as good as it needs to be. Oh, there we go, another one's there. Oh, I love going through these, it's fun. Let's go for that one. I'm so glad these are cheap. Go. We have a sort of a problem with this bit, as it's kind of, the edge is a little bit too obvious. So what we're going to do on here, and just sand this in as well, we're going to glue over the top a bit of foam to hide this particular joint. Yeah, we'll do this one. It's nice. So I find you don't necessarily have to be the best craftsman in the world, as long as you're good at hiding your mistakes. At least those parts we don't want people to see. But you don't have to do. What did Bob Ross call them? Happy little accidents. Well, we're going to glue a bit of foam over our happy little accidents so no one knows we made them. There we go. Just smooth it down a little bit more so that when we glue the foam over, it's not so obvious. There we go. Perfect. So we just need 5 bits of foam, sort of that size. There we go. Just need 4 of these, roughly the same shape. Okay, just needs, there we go. And where's the glue? Where's the glue? I had some contact glue around here somewhere. I've obviously put it somewhere safe. Ah, it's right in front of me. I've no idea. To be honest, not being American, I've never watched PBS. But I know enough of the memes to, you know, have a good idea of what they're about. I think I may have sort of, obviously there's the Deadpool bit where he's doing the satire of Bob Ross. But you don't necessarily have to have watched something to get the joke, do you? Nice and liberal amount of glue. sure we do the other side of these bits of foam, because obviously the other side, one's for that side and one's the mirror image. You will not believe the number of times that I've had to put glue on both sides of a bit of foam like this because I forgot to do that. And yep. Nope. I bought an industrial amount of it. I think about a year and a half ago, and it kind of keeps me instead. Give me a second. Once I've finished coating this, I'll just gotta make sure I get everything, because these patches I kind of need to make sure that they've got as much glue on as possible so the edges don't flap off and whatnot. Yeah, I generally, where are we? An industrial amount that I just transfer into that. Styrofoam and acetone. It's an interesting idea, but I think I'd probably end up gassing myself out if I started doing that. Besides, I'm cheap, but not that cheap. You could wait the irritatingly long time it takes for the contact adhesive to dry, or you can use a hot gun. Not too much, of course, because we don't want it melting. At least the foam, anyway. If it gets too hot, the glue tends to kind of explode and react. Have you ever made your own contact adhesive then? Styrofoam and acetone. Plexiglass glue. Oh, okay. Interesting. I've heard that as a bad homemade method for napalm, but never for contact adhesive, to be honest. I may have to try it when I run out. This way, once it's dry, we'll just have a bash at it with the Dremel, and no one will ever know. Yeah, we're just sort of putting it over the edges. our seams. May not be the cleanest and tidiest way of doing it, but I kind of like it because it's, I find it easier. Napalm glue, nice. Yeah, I suppose the a difficult thing to get hold of then is the acetone, because that's not nice stuff. Okay, there we go. Yes, in that case, in your honour, the next time I run out of hot glue, or contact adhesive should I say, I shall whip up a batch of napalm glue in your honour. Oh wow! Admittedly, I haven't sort of gone out and started searching for acetone. It may be as cheap as chips and easy to get hold of. But yes, I shall whip up some napalm glue in your honour. But that shouldn't be for a while. I've still got quite a bit of this stuff left. And there we go. And given that I've been streaming for about 2 hours 15 minutes, I think I'll call that there for the day. Give this a good chance to dry, because I don't necessarily want to be sanding this down when it's still not completely cured. So thank you very much for your company. It's been jolly good fun having you, finally having a chat with someone. So my plan is to continue streaming this hopefully next week around the same time. All being well, I'll see you tomorrow, next week should I say. Have fun everyone. Yes. Enjoy yours too. Take care.